then yes, ma'am, I know.
Hold on, no. Because you done got on my nerves now. Because you got a smart mouth, but you're not smart enough to know when you're lying. Sitting up trying to pin a baby on a man. Hold on, I'm talking now. Since all you can do is shrug your shoulders, stay silent.
Hold on to your seats, folks, because the courtroom drama is about to hit the ceiling. We're diving into the tumultuous saga of Gabriela Lopez and her relentless battle to prove that Mr. Carbajal is the father of her two little ones, Aliana and Noah. What's the twist? A DNA test they claim is as fake as a $3 bill.
Ms. Lopez, you are here today because you claim the defendant, Mr. Carbajal, allegedly perpetuated a DNA testing scam to try to deny paternity of your kids. You say you are tired of struggling daily to take care of your children alone, and you need to prove he's their biological father today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Strap in as Gabriela paints a picture of a whirlwind romance turned sour. The moment they met, sparks flew, and so did promises of a future together. Fast forward to the pregnancy news, and Mr. Carbajal's excitement was nowhere to be found. Ouch! Talk about a romantic crash landing.
You meet each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to figure out why was there ever doubt in the first place.
Well, I met her through a social network. She told me, hey, come see me, for the weekend or just one night. So I went to go see her. And that day that I went to go see her, she'd be like, we basically had sex that first night.
It was not that
Yes,
first night.
it was.
No,
Yes, it
no,
was
it
the
wasn't.
first night. Yes,
No.
it was. Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
Yeah, whatever.
Just when you think it can't get messier, Mr. Carbajal's sister throws a curveball. She's got doubts bigger than the courtroom. According to her, the kids might as well be strangers in their family portrait. And Judge Lake? She's on the edge, folks. Her patience thinner than ice in spring.
They're saying they were at the hospital. You say they weren't?
They were at the hospital after they were born. I was there when Aliana was born, when she was being pulled out of my daughter. Second time around, he wasn't there either for the Noah's birth. I was there for Noah's birth. I was there for both babies.
Why could I be?
Why is it?
Because you were never
Yeah, I was
around.
gonna
You
go. I
changed
was
your
going.
phone number.
Mr. Carbajal steps up with a soap opera-worthy twist. Concerns over a cleft lip that's missing from his family's genetic menu. Gabriela counters with a calendar mix-up defense that could spin heads faster than a merry-go-round. This courtroom has turned it into a battlefield of genetics.
You have an issue regarding the fact that he has a cleft lip.
Yeah.
You say no one in your family has ever been born
No,
with
none
that.
of my
So
mom's
so
side
you
or
believe
father's
he's not
side.
yours.
Your Honor.
She also sent me a picture of a man holding my baby. So
Wait.
That was to get
Your
back
Honor.
at you
Why would
because
she
you're
send that?
not responsible.
Your
You
Honor.
haven't
And
been
she was
there.
Hold on.
pregnant.
So
No,
Ms.
I'm
Lopez,
pregnant. And
Ms.
that-
Lopez, you sent him a picture?
I sent him a picture of
As the lies unravel, Judge Lake's fury simmers to a boiling point. You're just looking for something to argue about, she blasts, her words sharp enough to slice through the thickest tension. And boom! What the result reveals is something that nobody was expecting. The castle of lies crumbles, leaving nothing but the harsh truth and a courtroom filled with dropped jaws.
Mr. Carbajal, you are not her father. Okay, now we have the answers for Aliana. We still have to get Noah's.
My mom wouldn't have spent so much money on those tests to
we
be
spend a
swabbing
lot of
other
money.
people.
We spend a
other
lot of
kids.
money to do those tests.
You guys should have still told us what you were
No, you think we
going
were
to
gonna
do.
tell you? Think you guys were gonna let us do it? No.
We would.
In the grand finale, Judge Lake doesn't hold back. She serves a reality check that hits harder than a gavel on wood. So you lied because you just didn't want to face the truth, she declares, her disappointment echoing off the walls. It's a lesson in honesty, served cold and hard, right there on national TV.
Mr. Carbajal, you are not
Thank you.
Noah's
Thank
father.
you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
What do you gotta say? What do you gotta say for yourself? Huh? Why you been lying to me that they're my kids when they're not?
And you know my
Who you
mom
been
got really
sleeping with?
attached to them.
Fasten your seatbelts because the courtroom drama is about to go full throttle with a tale of emotional manipulation that could make even a soap opera blush. Ms. Renfro is aiming to prove Mr. Toozy is the reluctant father of young Kendall who's caught a genetic disease allegedly from Papa himself.
Ms. Renfro, you claim you are 100% certain that the defendant is the father of your 6-month-old son, Kendall. You say Kendall was born with a serious medical condition and believe it was genetically passed down by the defendant. And that's why today's paternity results are critical. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The plot thickens as Mr. Toozy spills the beans with a shaky voice and evasive eyes. He admits to memories of intimacy with Ms. Renfro, oh yes, but claims protection was always in play. Wait for it, because he can't remember texts suggesting he might not be the daddy. Oh, the convenient amnesia strikes again. Judge Lake is having none of it. Her eyebrows might just hit the ceiling.
He don't want to take financial responsibility. He hasn't been there. He wasn't there through my pregnancy. When I had the baby, my baby, he wasn't there. For his surgery, he wasn't there. I've contacted him. I tried to let him know, and it was still nothing. No response. No, forget about, nothing.
And just when you think it's all said and done, Ms. Renfro throws a curveball that would make a major league pitcher proud. She insists Mr. Toozy's stomach issues, passed through genes, must mean he's the dad. But plot twist, Mr. Toozy denies any such belly bumbles in his family tree. The courtroom's heating up, and Judge Lake's gavel isn't the only thing ready to strike.
Your Honor, I seen him one time. I went over her house one time, and that was it. And I realized the baby just don't look nowhere near like me.
So you admit you have not stepped up to the plate for the baby because you truly don't believe this child is your child?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I looked at the baby. Look, the baby looks way too white.
Okay.
I'm white.
So Ms. Renfro,
I'm white.
listen.
But hold your horses. The emotional roller coaster takes another dive as Ms. Renfro, eyes brimming with tears, defends her honor. She claims she never played the field during her time of conception. Yet in a jaw-dropping moment, Mr. Toozy wonders aloud why another man's name graces the birth certificate. It's getting spicy, folks, and Judge Lake is about to turn the heat up even more.
I had sex with him. I got pregnant, and my son had to have surgery at 6 days old. He had to have part of his intestine removed.
See, Your Honor, I don't have any type of medical condition that
And Ms. Renfro,
But it can be passed through your mom, your dad. It could be down the road from anybody in your family. It don't have to be necessarily from you.
what are you feeling in this moment? Just tell me what you're.
My son deserves to know who his dad is.
In a crescendo of courtroom chaos, Judge Lake slices through the tension. Hold on, she commands, as Mr. Toozy hints that Ms. Renfro might just be after his wallet. The allegations fly faster than a speeding bullet, and Ms. Renfro's defense crumbles under the weight of Judge Lake's piercing stare and pointed questions. The judge's gavel is ready, and so is her verdict.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Ms.
Stuff happens.
Oh, wait, hold on, Ms. Renfro. Come on out, you're getting a whole nother little attitude now. I want to see it. So you say stuff happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it sure does. It sure does.
That ain't my baby.
So you say stuff happened?
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you testify to what happened
I'm saying what happened.
So what happened?
I messed with
How many
somebody.
men were you sleeping with when you conceived your child?
One.
Testify to that.
One.
Okay.
Curtain call. As the truths unravel, Judge Lake delivers a scorching rebuke that could melt the bench. She comes for Ms. Renfro for her courtroom antics and manipulation, leaving the audience and everyone in the courtroom on the edge of their seats. It's a spectacular showdown where emotional manipulation meets the immovable force of Judge Lake's judicial might.
Mr. Toozy, you are not the father.
Yes!
Oops.
Told you!
Oops. Calm down, Mr.
Calm down.
Toozy. Calm down. This ain't a stadium, and the child's life is truly at stake now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Renfro,
Yes, ma'am.
that's not your child's biological father.
That's fine. That is fine. I'm okay with that.
Do you know who is?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no.
All aboard the drama train as we chug into the station of irresponsibility and denial. Watch your step, because things are about to get slippery with Mr. Kaiser's case, where disbelief and disavowal of fatherhood reach peak levels. And Judge Alarin is not letting anyone off this ride without a truth ticket.
Ms. England, you say that you and Mr. Kaiser have been together for 6 years, have a 3-year-old son together, but claim he's now denying your 6-month-old son Isaac, and you're here to prove that he is the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kaiser, you acknowledge one child with Ms. England, but say Isaac is not yours. You say that during your separation from Ms. England, she slept with another man, and you are 100% sure.
Mr. Kaiser steps into the spotlight, doubt dripping from every word as he declares his disbelief in being the father. He throws shade like it's sunny, suggesting Miss England's brief affair during their separation is the real culprit behind the pregnancy. The courtroom buzzes, and you can almost hear the collective gasp as Judge Lake sharpens her gaze, ready to dissect every word.
The whole time, I stepped to the back, true enough. But I stepped to the back because we already had a 2-year-old son together, you know what I'm
So
saying?
you accepted her back. You said, you know what,
I did
let's
accept
try
her back,
again.
but she was still pregnant by his other man the whole time we were together, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's
I-
not,
I-
that
So
is
the
not
whole
true.
time,
The back.
let me ask you this, Mr. Kaiser, the whole time she was pregnant and you accepted her back, you're thinking the whole time and she's pregnant by another man, or were you
Right.
thinking?
But wait, there's more! As Mr. Kaiser spins his web of suspicion, Miss England England fires back with a tale of neglect and emotional distance. She paints a picture of a man so distant, a telescope couldn't bring him close. The plot thickens, and so does the tension, with Judge Lake steering this ship through choppy waters, her patience wearing thinner than the evidence Mr. Kaiser is clinging to.
I left because when my sister died and he was not there for me, and I needed a shoulder to cry on, I didn't have it.
Right, so you went with this other guy.
I went with the other man because he made it unbearable for me at the house.
And now you say that this man, Mr. Kaiser, is baby Isaac's biological father.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, listen, the question is the timing in which he was conceived.
I can explain that to you right here. I'm 100% sure.
Great,
I have
now we're back on track.
The climax builds as Judge Lake calls on Mr. Kaiser to account for his claims, challenging the depth and basis of his doubts. It's a verbal tug of war, with Miss England countering every denial with a plea for recognition and responsibility. The courtroom transforms into a battlefield of words and wits, and at the center, Judge Lake, wielding justice like a sword, cuts through the noise, and she announces what the real results are.
Mr. Kaiser, you are not the father.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kaiser.
You sure?
Are you sure? I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's gotta be a mistake, right? It's a mistake, right?
I am so sorry, but it is not a mistake. You are not baby Isaac's biological
But he can be his father.
In a moment of courtroom drama gold, Judge Lake delivers a reality check that lands like a thunderclap. "You all still arguing now?" she thunders, her voice echoing off the walls, loaded with disappointment and disbelief at the childish antics unfolding before her. It's a lesson in maturity served up Judge Lauren style, spicy and unfiltered.
It doesn't matter if DNA or not, he can be that boy's father. Just because he has a daddy that don't care, why can't he be the daddy that does? We've been through hell and back. 6 years. We've been homeless together. We've had to struggle to get where we are now. I don't think it has to end because it's not his blood. Our other child he raises just fine.
I understand. We, in this courtroom, recognize that
We're zeroing in on Ms. Phillips, who's on a mission to prove Mr. Daniels is the father of her child, despite his untimely death. The stakes? As high as they can get, with inheritance and identity on the line. Fasten your seatbelts. Judge Lake is about to navigate through this storm with the precision of a seasoned captain.
Ms. Phillips, you claim that you are certain the defendant's deceased son, Philip Daniels, is the father of your 3-month-old daughter, a miracle, phenomenal Daniel. You say it wasn't until after his tragic passing that Ms. Williamson began to deny her grandchild.
Yes.
You believe today's results will prove what you already know, that a miracle is her grandchild. Is that correct?
Yes.
The scene sets with Ms. Phillips, steadfast in her belief, claiming Mr. Daniels is the biological father, amidst swirling doubts and contested memories. But Mr. Daniels' mother, Toya, is not buying any of it. She challenges Ms. Phillips' story, pointing out inconsistencies as wide as the Grand Canyon. The courtroom's tension could be cut with a knife, and Judge Lake's sharp gaze misses nothing.
My daughter needs the death benefits of her father, and she needs the help.
Benefits? There's no death benefits. He didn't have a job.
So what you're saying is, Ms. Phillips, that your child is in need of support.
Yes, and I can support her myself. I have a job. I can support her myself.
But you believe there would be death benefits
it will be
owed to her?
It will be death benefits.
There's no
they
death
mothers
benefits.
don't know what
He's not the father, Your Honor.
As the emotional intensity surges, Toya brings up a bombshell, alleged evidence that Ms. Phillips may have been less than faithful. The accusation flies like a rogue missile, threatening to obliterate Ms. Phillips' claims. But wait, there's a twist! Ms. Williamson fires back with a defense so bold, it sends shockwaves through the courtroom. She claims a mystery man's resemblance to her child is undeniable, suggesting a genetic connection that's as visible as daylight.
He called, she brought another guy to my house. He answered the phone plenty of times where there was another young man on the phone talking to him.
He was doing the cheating.
Oh, it wasn't committed.
He was going back and forth from.
All right, so what did he tell you about the relationship?
I mean, she was at my house a couple times. She was there or whatever, but he dipped and he dabbed.
Judge Lake, ever the beacon of truth, steps in to untangle the web of hearsay and speculation. With a stern voice and a no-nonsense attitude, she demands hard evidence over idle talk. The courtroom holds its breath as Ms. Williamson struggles to substantiate her claims, her credibility hanging by a thread.
You can still make a trial, let me tell you that. But listen, Ms. Williamson, what I want to understand is you say your son saw Ms. Phillips with somebody else.
Yes.
Tell the court what happened.
My son came outside and just got to asking her, like, why would you bring another man to my house? She was like, well, I just came over here, boop.
Boop. What is that?
it's just like a little conversation. She was saying what she had to say to him, and he was saying what he had to say to her. So, yeah.
In a climactic showdown, the DNA results are revealed, cutting through the tension like a hot knife through butter. Judge Lake, with a look that could quell a storm, reads out the results. The outcome: a truth bomb that leaves the courtroom in stunned silence.
The percentage of relatedness between A Miracle, Phenomenal, Daniels, and Toya Williamson is 99.8%.
I told you. I know exactly who my baby daddy is.
I don't care. I'm not in that baby life. I don't want to be in that.
don't have-
baby life.
Listen,
I'm not gonna
hey,
be
we're not going dark when we just got to the light.
We're revving up the engines in the high-speed chase for truth in the case of Miller vs. Rasmussen. Buckle up, as this is a journey over 100 miles of emotional terrain that tests the limits of fatherhood and truth.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Scotty Rasmussen, that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Miller throws the courtroom into fifth gear right from the very start, contesting that her ex, Mr. Rasmussen, isn't the father of little Zaylee, despite his unwavering commitment and marathon drives to see her. The gears grind as Ms. Miller reveals their tangled past, full of custody battles and denied DNA tests, while Mr. Rasmussen counters with claims of hatred, driving her denial.
No, I do not hate him because of that. I lost my respect for him, yes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
That is the furthest thing from the truth.
The road gets bumpier as Mr. Rasmussen details his epic bi-weekly journey. A whooping 160 miles round trip just to see Zaylee. His dedication speaks volumes. But is it enough to navigate the accusations of infidelity and the rocky end to their relationship? This is where the rubber meets the road, folks.
Have any way to meet me halfway?
You say she hates you. Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman. I'll be the first to admit that. You know, it was my mistake.
Is that true, Ms. Miller?
No.
It's not?
No.
Tell
it's
me
not
what
at all.
you believe to be true in this situation.
Yes, I was very mad at him for being a cheater. He cheated on me through pretty much our whole relationship.
Judge Lake's patience starts to wear thin as the ex-couple's dirty laundry airs out. Mr. Rasmussen's financial contributions come under scrutiny, with Ms. Miller suggesting his motives are tax-related rather than heartfelt. The financial ledger of love and duty gets a thorough audit from Judge Lake, who's not buying any shallow excuses today.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
That is the furthest thing from the truth. I want my visitation because my daughter means the world to me. I want to be in her life as much as I possibly can.
As the journey nears its destination, the essence of Mr. Rasmussen's commitment is questioned deeply. His heartfelt testimony about his presence during Zaylee's birth and his significant emotional and financial investment paints a portrait of a devoted dad. Yet, Ms. Miller's steadfast belief that he is not the father adds a chilling frost to the warm narrative.
Mr. Rasmussen, what type of visitation do you have right now?
Right now, it's every other weekend, but I've had to jump through so many hoops to get to this point. At first, it was that fly-by-night, just make a date whenever you want to and, you know, go from there. But obviously, that didn't work. And then sometime after that, we started out where I had to sit with Miss Miller and my daughter at a park for 4 hours once a week for 4 weeks. And then after that, I got her for 4 hours.
In a dramatic conclusion, Judge Lake steers the case to a heart-stopping halt. The DNA results are in, and the truth is laid bare, leaving no room for doubt. The courtroom's atmosphere thickens with tension and disbelief, all while Judge Lake highlights the real victim in this high-stakes drama, little Zaylee. It is Miss Miller's reaction that pisses her off, and she gets the short end of Judge Lake's temper. Ugh, what a mess.
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry.
Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there.